Hey, what's up, everyone? Down here, and wanted to do a video on talking about season three development blog, really what's coming in season three for iRacing. So first thing I was talking about the Indy 500 for their side. I didn't participate in this year. I don't know if I ever will. Um, if it was if I did Indy cars more often, maybe I would try to do it, but for the most part, yes, fun to watch, not really to do, I guess, in this case. Just seeing how people wreck on the first lap, it's not enjoyable. So, anyways, uh, some new things coming out. We are got a new track coming. The Bend is work in progress. It's in South Australia. It's a huge track. I mean, no one it's in work in progress. I mean, man, I would say you got a lot of layouts. So, of course, this right here, this section here is the main circuit, but you got, lots of probably short circuits, medium circuit kind of things. You can do so many combo to this stuff. So, yeah, definitely going to be interesting to see on what they will do on that. But, how many circuits they're going to put out? It's going to include um, the main circuit, but how many layouts they can really develop out of this is going to be interesting to see there. The main thing I want to talk about is a lot of the NASCAR tracks that are going to be rescanned or remodeled, and it has generally to do with NASCAR 25 console game. So first, Iowa Speedway will have a significant repave work done in the turns. Real life, they have those patches, mostly on the bottom or bottom to mid track. So you're gonna have that in there. The track itself was pretty hard to drive. Now you're gonna have those patches where it's very narrow. Now I don't know if they're going to really mimic the grip level in real life, like NASCAR drives on it. You get out of the groove, out into the old pavement. You have grip, but it's significantly worse, and you're not gonna really have the speed. You have to really be on those patches. So I don't know how well they're going to implement that into iRacing and really focus on, hey, you have to hit those marks of patches, or you're gonna crash every time. I don't think they're gonna have to be more lenient because let's be frank, even when you have a wide open track, you wreck way more together for some reason in iRacing. Just people would like to crash into people. Uh, so having more of a narrow track to race on would just make it 10 times worse. So hopefully it's not. I mean, let's be very clear. If I don't want the outside to be preferred anymore, because if you have more grip on a patch of asphalt, new asphalt, that should be the preferred groove. But you shouldn't die if you get into the old asphalt, right? Either. So kind of hoping they've adjusted that. Richmond Raceway, they're going to be rescanning it now. It says, although not due to repave, they are going to update the graphics on the garages and the outside stuff. Update refresh it basically. Um, but they are going to rescan. If I read this right, dynamic repave project required multiple scans. So that's the normal. I'm gonna read this. Um, the driver and including driving surface. So basically, what that means is they're gonna update the surface. Okay, and they're basically the pavement has an aging. I don't know when the last time they rescanned it. So though our tire models have changed a little bit, and weather system kind of changes the track's kind of grip level, the grip level itself on the track stayed the same. So they're going to redo that, probably redo the grip level on the track. So maybe we do see like tracks spread out. We can use the top grooves, worn out surface, so we're use the whole track without feeling like you're gonna lose time. Um, in especially during the daytime, right? Or you can use the outside. Nighttime, if you race at nighttime, maybe you'll still have that feeling of just running a couple grooves for the most part. But yeah, good for Richmond. Sonoma, uh, from what I read from them, this was their first like track, basically from the get go on iRacing. Is getting a not only a repave done, right? Because the track was repaved in real life. It is getting the whole works done, basically a rebuild, um, rescan, remount, the whole thing. So that's going to be cool to see Sonoma get an update. Worldwide Technology, or known as Gateway, will also was repaved several years ago. It will get an up fresh look to it. Uh, Charlotte Motor Speedway, it's also going to get a update, and not only that, it is going to get the new Roval that's a Cup Series race on. They're going to rescan that. That is going to be put in to iRacing as well. Also, North Wilkesboro will be the new modern day North Wilkesboro will be in iRacing as well. They will, it says, soon debut the first modern version of the North Wilkesboro. I was kind of wondering when they were going to do that, and it is going to be happening. Which I think is going to be cool, just to see if they can really simulate what we see in cup races, using the bottom, middle, top, all of it. Of course, that's a tire thing, not just as much as the track, because the track's repaved, right? And usually repaves don't ever use the whole track. But with the new software tire that NASCAR runs, it's able to spread out the groove a lot quicker. So hopefully with the new tire model they have, plus the just the layout, maybe see that in iRacing. Now, why this is so significant also is this has to also do with the NASCAR 25. NASCAR 25 console game coming out this year. Uh, Sometime I would assume September or so. They are doing all this so these racetracks are all updated in for the console game. Nothing surprising that they would do that, but it is a big task to do because let's be very clear. They're doing this for a console game, but obviously people are going to say, well, hey, why does the console game get it and iRacing does it? So it's a two. You're doing twice the work because yeah, you're doing one thing, but now you have to separate it for iRacing and separate for a console game. I know they have people specifically working on console side, not working on both, but it is a tall task to do in a short amount of time, right? They probably have been doing this for years. In fact, let's talk about Sonoma. It took multiple trips across the country to complete this. Now, this has probably been happening over the past couple of years, but because probably they were going to redo this anyways, but now they had incentives. Like they really had to push it because of the console game. And I think it's all going to turn out great to see. They already done some other racetracks. Obviously, I think what is it? They did Darlington. They didn't completely finish Darlington, so that probably be an extra update. Darlington, excuse me, you got New Hampshire, Homestead, Kansas, and I think I'll say up here as well. Obviously, they did. For example, they refresh Mama, whatever the heck that thing is. Uh, Road Atlanta, but they also did so they did New Hampshire, Bristol, Darlington, Dover, Kansas, or Homestead, Kansas, and Las Vegas. And now they're going to do Martinsville, Talladega. They're going to refresh all these tracks, and these tracks here are going to really get a makeover and basically rescan, remodel everything. So Iowa, Richmond, Sonoma, Worldwide, Charlotte, and Northwest Pro are going to get the whole shebang. These tracks, they're gonna probably get some of a facelift, but mostly graphical changes. If you look at right here, just more or less the paint will be updated. maybe grandstands. If some things have been removed, updated, whatever. Just basically just kind of get up to what it is today. And same thing for Talladega, like the board sign. So everybody in real life hates this because everybody would prefer the old or yeah, what do you call that thing? Yeah, but either way, they are changing this. Also, they have refresh and upgrade tracks. From that, they've also, let's say, for example, refresh tracks currently in works include Circuit of Americas, which I think they're also going to have to they're going to update this a little bit because NASCAR's running the short course now, and it's not quite the same. So they don't have that layout in iRacing. Have to make it your own. So they'll probably have to do that. Daunton, Daytona, Indianapolis, Lime Rock, Phoenix, Texas, and more are getting really. So this is just a massive overhaul when it comes to just updating things. I'm getting it to the, I'd say 21st century, but at least to up to 2025 standards. And of course, now let's talk about a little bit of, this is not in my wheelhouse here, but I'll talk about it because I do like the GT3, especially the Porsche. A lot of people on here subscribe know I love the Porsche. Uh, but the cars for GT3 they're gonna get new cars featuring 3 new race cars with physics and everything. The Ferrari 296. Let's see, you can have that as well. I'm gonna go through a lot of these stuff here. 120 degree 3.0 liter V6 twin turbo. So got some good stuff. Also, another thing is the Gen 4 couple cars will be raced. The Gen 4 couple cars will be raced in our Gen 4 series. This takes place in the current Gen 4 car as right now. So it means the cars I think we have today, I don't know if they're just going to get thrown out or not. But apparently, what also is going to happen, and let me read all this for you guys here. So we're happy to share the previous announced Gen 4 car project has been completed and is ready for release. So that's great. Love it. I have a feeling though it's going to be a paid theme because it is brand new cars. So we'll be releasing 2 car packs: the 2023 Chevy Malacaro and the Ford Taurus. So that's going to be cool. Each car pack will include 2 distinct bodies: stock car, speedway stock car. So they're gonna have basically your short track mile and a half stuff, and then you have your speedway stocks. Okay, so super speedways and all that stuff. During the era Cup, bodies were different between shapes. Yeah, so it means if you want, so for instance, Daytona and Talladega, you would skew the rear end or skew the bodies to more be to the left because you don't want the side force, or you want less downforce on the car, right, to go as fast as you can for the most part. Now back then at Daytona, you wanted downforce because the track was bumpy and rough. Talladega not so much, you can't get away with it. But when you're at the mile and a half, so short tracks, you want maximum downforce, so they were skewed as far as right as possible as NASCAR will allow it. And so the I guess this is what's called the Twisted Sisters. Weren't they were called because the bodies weren't straight at all. Um, so yeah, it was so much fun to see this new Gen 4. Of course, the horsepower back in 2003, 950 horsepower just blew people away with the horsepower. So I'm really excited to get into that. Of course, I am going to be in a Chevy. Okay, let's put Fords. But I'm a Chevy dude. So also what that means is you're gonna have 2 different paint things. You have stock car, and then you also have the Superway stock car. So the paints are gonna be a little off. So you have to do 2 different things. You're gonna have 2 different templates you're gonna have to do, which is fine. I mean, doesn't really matter. I'm not a very good paint artist, anyways. But anyway, anyways, that's what's gonna happen there. These cars will be in the sea level. Oh, true. Sometimes with 900 horsepower, we think that would be more like an A level, but you know. Anyways, the next thing is the Delara or the Indy car is gonna get an update entire model, aero model, 3D models, audio. It's gonna get new audio, new steering wheel. So it's got this new steering wheel here. Um, to tell you the truth, I mean, I don't know if even half these buttons will work. If they do, I mean, I guess they do allow this in iRacing that you have the weight jacker and the. Well, of course, now they have the new hybrid system. So I don't know if the IndyCar is going to have the new hybrid system in it. I don't. Let me look and read. Physics, latest tools. I don't see where anything that says hybrid. I could be looking at addition to wet tires. They could race in the rain already. Maybe it's just something new, a new update to the wet tires. Um. Okay, right here. Yep, one detail that we have referred to the future is the new hybrid system. The system debuted midway through 24 with 25 full. We're taking our time. Okay, so they're not gonna have the hybrid system in it. Which watching the Indianapolis 500 practice and qualifying, I actually wouldn't mind to have that hybrid system, and it seems like it's a pretty good tool to use. It's another version of like push to pass that they have in an IndyCar, but used way differently. Like you gain more speed, but you can use it the way because a push to pass is you only have like 10-second duration. I think it is depends on what track you're at. But the hybrid system, you can use it as long as you want. You just regen it, give it more juice again when you want it, right? So it's kind of different, right? In a little bit, in a different way. And you have it throughout the whole race. It's not like it's only used for because the push to pass you have like depending on what track, but roughly 150 to over 200 seconds of push to pass used throughout the whole race. But the hybrid system, you can use it whenever you want throughout the whole race. But it's very brief. It sucks down really fast, as it saw at for Indianapolis. But want it again, you regen it, get it all juiced back up. I guess the downfall is in real life, anyways, is that I guess it does take some power away when it's trying to go back up. I guess you want to say, and I guess that's a downfall to it. Some people say I don't know. To me, it didn't look any different. But anyways, that's gonna be pushed to probably at least next year. I would assume they probably want to get the full data from that hybrid system to see, hey, what how can we use it in IndyCar? Because I want to make this very clear. Just because real life has it doesn't mean it's good for us to have. And I know that sounds weird because like, well, we want to sim all of this. That's great. Most people have oval steering wheels that are Xbox buttons. You may have enough buttons to push, unless you get one of those actual steering wheels, and then which I think they have some of them that can be attached to detachable wheels, base, whatever things. Unless you have one of those, it is very hard to fit all those buttons on a steering wheel, oval steering wheel. It really is. So I wouldn't go as far as them doing that right away, but I'm not saying they won't put the hybrid system in. I'm assuming they push the pass. Guys, I don't do a lot of IndyCar races and stuff. Maybe when this comes out, I'll try it a little bit, but for the most part, not really too concerned. Though I will say this: with NASCAR making a console game, there's been rumors and talks that iRacing will potentially do a console game for iRacing. So having all this already built in and ready to go, I'm not saying it's gonna be a copy and paste thing, but they can really get a head start on making a console game for iRacing or for IndyCar when the NASCAR stuff's done. So we'll see. Not saying that's just a rumor. I'm not saying they actually are gonna make a console game, but there's been rumors that they would probably be the lead. And remember, they actually IndyCar left iRacing to pursue a console game, which was the dumbest thing ever. To go to motorsports games, which again, worst company ever. They couldn't get anything off the ground. Couldn't get NASCAR off the ground. Barely. They made a shitty game for that, and then they went on to try to make an IndyCar game. They didn't even complete it, or they ran out of money. So thankfully, they're back to iRacing, and hopefully, iRacing get into the console thing for IndyCar, and IndyCar will have their own career stuff and whatever. But there's the new audio advanced capture technology. So they're doing it for the IndyCar series. I think that's all it is. Maybe some other cars might get an update. Our Gen 7 car has also undergo a significant overhaul. Features the latest ready tire, first debuted. So they're gonna have the new tire. For improve aerodynamics, bringing cars closer to how teams now have the cars operating. Just makes it means it's gonna be more hard to pass. Teams have performed enhanced the last few years. Increased in performance, updated the tires in significant changes, refined many characteristics of tires, including limited feedback, slide recovery, overall limited. Finally, we introduced a new gen specific CFD based drafting model that will bring the driving dynamics in traffic closer to how the real car behaves. Again, so it means you got more dirty air, you got more problems trying to pass. It's just going to be a just crap show trying to do anything, which leads to more wrecks because people get desperate and because they can't pass. So, well, if you can't pass them, wreck them. That's how it works in iRacing. But it is what it is. I mean, you want realism, that's what you get. It's just it's really based on who's driving, wants to race fairly. Yeah, it's a pain to pass in these cars. I 100% agree. It's not easy to pass. Dirty air is a major issue. The aerodynamic system in it, and I hope. Here's the thing, though. Where did it say? Base drafting model. Please, please do not change the drafting model in this car for iRacing. Do not need to be doing what they do in real life, and that means nothing. They can't pass. That's going to be ridiculous. What's going to happen is people are going to want to qualify. So now you are going to be throwing setups at it, trying to qualify. Especially if you do open setups, you're going to want to waste money throwing money at it just so you can stay up front because you can't pass. Please do not touch the Super Speedway tracks. Please don't. Like, from what I understand, I've only done a few. I've only done a lot, but it's actually a lot better what it is right now than what they would do in real life. In real life, they can't do anything. Can't pass. The only time you pass is when they are saving fuel. So what are you going to do? Make the races longer so we have to save fuel? So why? Yeah, it's going to be, don't touch it, right? Don't mimic real life. Sometimes there's certain things in real life you don't need to mimic. That's one right there. But anyways, I mean, yeah, making it real as possible, yes. Making it still fun, that's what you still need to be understanding as well. Realistic can go so far, but if real life is sucking, then why put us through that torture? But anyways, also GT3 cars are getting an overhaul with the tire models, aero platforms, all that as well. A lot to talk about through here. Is getting all GT3 cars are getting an update, so that's gonna be cool. to see. Season 3 will include realistic rain tires, super formula. Wait, super formula is like the super formula lights. That means the ones we're racing. Ugh, we're racing as we're racing those on Monday nights. We raced that in the rain. I know you didn't see it, but anyway, season offers a healthy selection of new features, functions, key importance to systems. Really, VR is a key focus on iRacing, so it looks like they're really going to focus on VR, rain virtual physics balance and tuning. So there's a lot now. Ongoing feature development. It sounds like to me this here is not going to be in season 3. Could see it in season 4, maybe as long as probably next year. Following, let's see, updates. Focus on season 3. There's plenty of opportunity to share more soon. So basically, I do like this. This seems more clean. One, up to date. It looks way better than what we have today, color wise, especially when you're in multiple class racing. It looks a lot better, more clean, and that's kind of what you want. It's a clean base system to work with. But yeah, besides the physics, they're working on all the physics on IndyCar, NASCAR, GT3. They're just updating, improving all that as best they can, especially in the rain. Which, you know what, I kind of really glad of them doing. See if I can click on these. I just there is Phoenix Refresh Project. Working on that. But yeah, I think all of them are. So, if you did, and I would say like this video for all the information you got, hit the like button and subscribe for more iRacing content on here. And excited to see what they will do for this. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you for the next one.